Now, a conversation I want to get into right now to do with Perrie Edwards. Perrie Edwards discussed. So I have it actually here on my laptop. I don't really know how much of it I'm planning on reading, but Perrie Edwards basically discussed her battle with self confidence and how she wanted to get an acid pill to get rid of her freckles. Um, I think in the world of social media, well, first of all, for people who don't know who Perrie Edwards is a girl that was part of a band that came out of X Factor called Little Mix. I believe they came out third or some shit. I don't know. No, they won actually. They won with Talisa. Remember Talisa, the chick that did that head thing where she got caught going viral for giving the ultimate 2000. Oh yeah, pause. Straight. Shout out to the girl for holding it down for the culture. Yeah, I had to pause that one. For giving the Glock 2000 on camera. Man, like to Lisa. Yeah, anyway, Little Mix won that. Perrie Edwards come from that. Obviously, we've had a lot of conversation in regards to mental health on this podcast. Most notably in the last couple of episodes, actually. It seems to be hot topic in today's world of entertainment. And I think, again, the conversation all dates back to social media. I was actually shown a filter that absolutely made you look like a 10, even if you was a 1. It's crazy. I don't really know and understand fully as a woman how it feels. As a man, I don't feel like we have that much of a pressure to be sexy. But you do see the interaction difference between a male that you would think probably looks better than you, right? It's just a fact. We're all on social media, we can all admit it. We've all scrolled through the gram, probably seen maybe even one of our brethren that you think, damn. And then you probably go through his comment section. We've all done it. I've done it. Like, I'll see a couple on the mandem, and to be fair, a lot of our friends just seem to be fairly model looking. I think anyway. Maybe I'm just capping, but they just get chicks. Even sometimes I sit there and go, damn, I don't even get none of that. My comment section is boring. I go through my man, married, 4 kids, comment section, hella chicks. I go through my comment section, right, listen, this is my friends. It's cool though, but it's just funny, like, social media can have you feeling like you ain't shit because you're too busy thinking, why don't I get that interaction or whatever through social media. It's just the way it is. It's what social media does to you. So confidence plays a huge role, and sometimes you want social media to validate that you either are hot. You want it to tell you that. It's just a fact. That's why you got anxiety. People get depressed. People are too busy looking at Instagram, wondering or trying to figure out why they aren't either feeling as attractive as the next person that you think does really well. I think we're in an interesting stage in life where selling a narrative almost is better than being honest with your real life. You got things like a lot of people on Instagram think Instagram is real. I'll tell you myself, my Instagram ain't real, bro. Like, I might go to an event, probably had the shittest day, probably not even got one interview, probably didn't even get any of the big things I wanted to get. I could tell a story about a festival where I made everything look lit. I didn't get anything I wanted. All the interviews got cancelled. All the big artists said no. I might have got a couple of pictures, but it looked like I was lit. Bro, listen, I'm not going to sit there and start crying on Instagram about why this didn't work out. But it happens. Social media ain't real. And I think it's sad that people go through like things where people make them feel like they have to make a change to fit in or to be accepted within the social media world, the entertainment world, whatever business you're in, where there's a lot of eyes on you and a lot of people have opinions on, your appearance. It's an interesting conversation because I obviously looking at this Perrie Edwards thing. She used to get bullied back in the day, and they were criticized her for having a lot of freckles, and obviously that made her want to have an acid pill, to get rid of her freckles. It's a sad thing, and this also comes back to when, because there's always been a conversation in regards to different sizes. You have the BBW, thick, skinny, average, whatever, and I always hear these conversations about what's more popular than what not. A lot of men would rather not be honest about liking bigger women, but would happily be honest about liking slimmer women. Or you would have men that would rather not be honest about their particular type because they think it's not good enough for the other man them, or they might like a girl that's not historically buff to other people, so they would rather just there's a lot of things. And women do the same thing, right? Like, you'll get women out there who would settle for a guy that's not really their type, but they've been hurt so much that they stoop down, but they don't want you to know. Or women would settle for what they think they can get, because the man financially ain't good enough, but then they'll find, everyone has their thing that they want to hide or be honest about, or not want to be honest about and hide. Like, it is what it is. And we're in a sad world where, unfortunately, social media has built this thing where people only look at perfection and they only think of perfection. And the fact that everything has a perfection within everybody's individual eyes, you are then chasing that perfection, and you only want to post that perfection, whether that's having a perfect family, perfect skin, perfect swag. All of this perfection has put people almost at a weird obsession with something that's not real. Nothing is perfect. There's no such thing as the perfect family, the perfect relationship, the perfect girl, the perfect husband. You can only fall in love with what you get given in front of you, if you're talking love right now. If you're in love with someone, love is more than the appearance. If they have a car crash and they don't come back looking how they look when you first met them, are you leaving them because now they're no longer your quote unquote hot anymore? That's not love. Like, you can't fall in love with an appearance, a materialistic thing. Those things aren't real. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you should fall in love with the person, not how she treats you, how she is towards you. Is she loyal? Does she take care of you? Or, is she willing to build with you? Does she motivate you? Does she help you get to the next step of your career? It shouldn't be, oh, my chick has a big ass and titties and a great face. I mean, everybody has a preference in body. That's a benefit. But don't make it the be or end all. Because then, like, when that goes missing, or if she's skinny and then turns big, what are you going to do? If she's big and goes skinny, what are you going to do? What, hate her for it? A woman should be allowed to be who a woman should be without the pressure of her partner, like, having to please. She shouldn't be getting to a shape to please another human being. A man shouldn't get to a place in his appearance to please a woman. Like, it works both ways. You shouldn't be pleasing another person. You shouldn't change yourself to please another person. The person should be happy with who you are, regardless of what you're carrying as an appearance. That's just what it is. They should fall in love with you, not with what you got to show for social media. And that also takes me back to privacy within relationships as well. I always feel like I have a conversation about this where I feel like some of y'all share too much on social media, man. You don't want to have the backlash from the people, but you are willing to let them, like, bash you. So if it's not good, you're not happy. If it's good, you're cool. And I think that's another conversation as well, because I'm kind of tired of hearing. I hear this more from women. I'm sure men do it too. But I hear a lot of women coming out saying, like, why you say I look like this, I do that, but you post it. If you're not a private account and you're posting it on a public forum, you are giving the audience, the people, the opportunity to give their opinion on whatever it is they're looking at, and that's just the unfortunate truth. But anyways, man, listen, man, Perrie Edwards, wanting to do an acid pill to get rid of freckles. It's a sad sight. Self-confidence is real, anxiety is real, depression is real, and I hope we we don't let our peoples go for that, man. You know what I'm saying?